Hello everybody, hope you're having a great day. It's horrible here and pissing it down. I just went and saw Oppenheimer, written and directed by obviously Christopher Nolan, the legend, done many a things. But before we get into that, I just want to thank you all. 100 subscribers. No, it's not huge, but to me it's incredible. It really is. So thank you so much, and only up from here and more stuff to follow. So thank you for that. But now we got that out of the way, look, this film's pretty good, really good. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to go into positives, negatives, and then I'll give it a score. But I'll give you a score now. I'll probably give it an 8 out of 10, and I'll go into reasons why. Now, firstly, I just want to say I go to the cinema often. I see quite a lot of stuff, but this is the first time I've seen a sold-out cinema in a very long time. A very, very long time. So it's good to see that everyone wants to see it. Obviously, Barbie's out as well. I've not seen that yet, but I can imagine this is far better. Firstly, the cast is insane. I didn't quite realise the actual size and the talent that was in this film. You know, Cillian Murphy, Robert Downey Jr., Emily Blunt, and you have people like Matt Damon, Jack Quaid, Florence Pugh. Rami Malek is in it for about 15 minutes, but he's brilliant. It truly is. So everyone's performances are insane. I would be baffled if Cillian Murphy does not win something for his performance here, because he truly, you get this idea, this feeling of, wow, this guy has done something unspeakable, but a necessary evil almost. You know, they go through it as like, was this right? But obviously he had to do it, otherwise the Nazis and other people would do it first, so he had to be the first one to do it. So it truly is, it's a true story, but it truly is a really interesting tale. And poor Oppenheimer, you just feel for the guy so much. You know, they managed to show this PTSD, these problems he's dealing with so well. He sees it everywhere he goes, and he can't get it out of his head. And obviously Cillian Murphy is fantastic. Matt Damon was brilliant. My personal favourite is actually Emily Blunt. The way she plays his wife, this alcoholic who's really struggling with everything and so much more. It was incredible. No particular reason, I don't think, but I just really sympathised with her. Again, Cillian was great, Robert was great, all of them were brilliant, but she was a real standout for me. Her performance was eye-catching, really. It made you true, and she's a really strong character in this, and she's quite an aggressive. She has this really good speech at the end, and no spoilers, obviously, but she really came into her own at the end of it. So, yeah. The shots, the way it looks, the cinematography is what you come to expect from Christopher Nolan. It is phenomenal. All sets, all built, all beautiful landscapes. It looks incredible. There's barely any CGI as far as I'm aware, and probably a bit maybe on the nuclear, but I don't know. I've heard that they did it practically, but I'm sure they did a bit of touching up, because when that nuclear bomb goes off, it's not a spoiler obviously because it's what the film's about, but when they're testing it, that first look is just incredible. God, I don't know how they did it, and I think there's a YouTube video, but I've never seen it, but I am going to watch that now because it just looks amazing. And this tense build up to it going, and everyone's like clapping and, oh my God, this is amazing, and then other people just like, what the fuck have we done? Other people being Oppenheimer. So yeah, the sound, the music, the score, it's incredible. I was lucky to be in a really good cinema, and it was just incredible. It was all around you, these things hitting you at the back, and you think, what's that? Oh, it's actually to do with the film. You don't know what's going on, but it is incredible. The music, the sound, how it makes you feel. He uses the sound to almost like scare you and shock you. The sound almost doesn't come when you expect it sometimes, which I know sounds stupid out loud, but it actually really, really, really works well for it, especially when the bomb, it's sort of silent, and I was like, what the fuck is this? What's going on? And bang! Just to keep you back there. Now, one thing I found incredible was actually the budget. It was only 100 million, which obviously is no small fee, but that you would expect, the way it looks, who it's got in it, that would be a lot more and a lot higher. But look, they did it in that, and it truly is a remarkable. If you're on the fence of whether to watch it, you should watch it. It is a great film. Now, I only have one real issue with this, and there's no violence. No, I'm just taking the piss. That's not the issue. I think this is probably one of the first films I've seen recently with no violence, and I loved it. And it truly keeps you gripped and involved and interested the whole way through, no matter what, which I really do appreciate, because I was a bit like, oh, is this just going to be a 3-hour talkathon? And yes, it kind of is, but it's so much more to that. There are conversations going on, and there's moments revealing, and basically the last half an hour, when there's black and white in the trailer, and they're doing these other scenes in almost like a court type thing. It's not a court, but it's practically a court. I don't know what it was, I can't remember, but the one problem I do have with this is the length. Now, this is my personal opinion. If you can sit there for 3 hours not lose your mind. I'm a bit ADHD, I'm a very ADHD, so it really, really took its toll. I can't lie. I managed to not go to the toilet, so I saw it all. So if you're a child's bladder, or you're slightly older and decaying over time, you probably want to try bring a bottle and see if you can do something sneaky, because you will need to go. It is very long, and I think that's my only complaint. Now, some people might not think that's a complaint, and that's fair enough, but I think you could have knocked half an hour off this. Who am I to tell Christopher Nolan what to do? I can't. But personally, I just kind of think, like, crikey. There's times when you think, oh, it's ended. Oh, no, never mind. And it goes on for another half an hour. It truly was a great film, and I think the best way I would recommend it to anyone, go see it. It's brilliant, but I would not watch it again. Simply because it's so long, so strenuous almost. It's like, the reason I've not seen the new Avatar is because it's 3 hours long, and I know it's a good film and whatever, but these things have an effect. Time is valuable, and yeah, you can find time, and I found time, but I wouldn't put another 3 hours to it. Again, I love the story, Oppenheimer. It's an incredible tale. It's quite sad how it all unfolds, and you really feel emotional for this guy who basically, he gave his life, he sacrificed everything. And I watched a video on him saying something like, I am death, I am the destroyer of worlds. I was like, bloody hell, what's this about? And it makes sense, complete sense. He says it in the film, and you're like, the way they show him dealing with the PTSD is bloody insane. It looks so good. He sees it everywhere he goes. People's like bodies disappear and turn to ash, and he's truly, someone had to do it, and it's, unfortunately, he was that one man with the big enough brain and the big enough capacity to do it. So I want to give a special shout out to Gary Oldman as well. He's in it for probably 3, 4, 5 minutes. My God, does he do a great show. He plays a dickhead president. I can't remember which one he is, but Gary Oldman plays Harry S. Truman. So I'm English. I don't give a shit about American politics. I don't give a shit about English politics, but my God, he plays President Truman, I presume he was called, and he is incredible. 4 minutes and he's just like, get that sack of shit out of my office, because he feels guilty, and he tells the president that, and he's like, piece of shit, you helped it's insane. Them 3-4 minutes are so good. So yeah, in conclusion, fantastic. I actually, now that I've spoken about it, I'm going to give it an 8.5. I think it was great and I really enjoyed it, but I wouldn't watch it again. I think that's the best way I can sum up. Really, really enjoyed it. In terms of Christopher Nolan films, it's not my favourite. I'm a bit of a Batman nerd, so I think, I definitely prefer watching them, but it's still a really good film. If you're on the fence, go watch it. Shout out to Heisenberg. He gets a mention. He's obviously doesn't cook meth, the real Heisenberg, the one who was he was based off, but yeah, or named after, rather, I should say. But look, honestly, if you're on the fence, go see it. 8.5 out of 10. Fantastic film. Really recommend it, but I don't think I could sit through that again. Let me know your thoughts. Comment, like if you fancy, or don't. I don't mind. Just thank you again for 100 subs. Appreciate it so much. You look after yourselves and go see the film. It's really good. Take care, guys.